Hey you, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie with Sew Glover Creations. I am here today for a finishing tutorial video, a fully finish in a hoop. I wanted to finish the hoop where you could see the back. I felt like the back of my Aurora forest piece came out kind of like a constellation map. And so I wanted to finish it to where you could see the back, but I looked at a bunch of YouTube videos and I couldn't find anything that I liked that showed the back. They all had a lot of felt. Pretty much every video had felt covering the back, and I'm not the type of person that really cares what my back looks like. So typically I wouldn't care either way as far as covering it. But I wanted this one to be open, so I was looking for something and I just couldn't find anything. So I went ahead and recorded my video, and I had a mishap, but you'll see exactly what happened. I wanted to go ahead and tell you the supplies that I used. I used a Surebonder corded / cordless hot glue gun, mini hot glue gun, the Surebonder black mini hot glue sticks, a Fiskars pinking shears, and a regular wood hoop that I painted black. I started the video with the hoop already set, with the fabric already set in the hoop, just because I had some stitches that I knew were going to be underneath the hoop, and I wanted to make sure that it was exactly centered where I wanted. I didn't want to have to do that on camera. So it is fully hooped at the start of the video, and I went through the first full section explaining exactly what I wanted to do, what products I used, and before I did that I pressed start, and apparently I got a twitchy finger because I pressed it twice and I didn't realize. So I was basically talking to no one, and the video wasn't recording. So then when I went to end it, thinking, oh yeah, it's done, I ended up actually starting a recording, and I didn't want that section to be in there because I knew I was going to be crinkling a lot of parchment paper, cutting, tracing, just it was going to be too loud. So I wanted to come back and have that circle already cut out, as you'll see, and I ended up recording it. So then I decided I was gonna do a voiceover, and I knew the train had derailed already because I mishapped on recording the video, but recording audio over the video I didn't want in originally just became like, the train just kept going. It derailed, but it was gone, and it just kept bulldozing through the town. I don't know, but it was a mess. So I'll have a little bit of recording over the video, but I think for the most part I'm gonna explain here what exactly was happening. So I was cutting out the parchment paper. I traced a little bit onto the parchment paper. I was pushing in the hoop a little bit, and then I took it out and I cut it up, and it just didn't, it didn't have a perfect circle shape. So when I went to lay it in the hoop, there was like big gaps in the sides, and it wasn't what I wanted. So I went back and started over, and that's where we'll pick up. But I'll show you a little bit of what I mean by I traced the circle and there was some bunching, and it wasn't what I wanted. So I redid it, and that's where we'll pick up. See you soon. I pushed the edges in, and then I used a pencil and traced the inner circle, and then I cut it out. And when I did that, it had all of those little like indents from where the excess parchment paper was sticking out, and it came up way too short. That being said, here's the rest of the actually recorded video.
So I just realized that I didn't film any of what I just said. So I'm going to start over. I am going to trace a circle onto my parchment paper, freezer paper, so that I can stick this in the back. I want to be able to pull this out after I'm done gluing and not get any glue on my stitches. So I honestly don't know the best way to do this. I'm just going to, on the last video, I cut a circle and I put it in there and it was short. So a lot of the stitches were, were still showing. So I'm gonna try this again. Let's see if I can rub a circle. This is not the easiest thing. Okay, we're gonna try and cut this now. And don't come at me, I'm using my fabric scissors because that's what was right here. I honestly have so many cheap pairs of scissors that I typically grab one of the cheap ones. I think I got this one for free, and I rarely ever use it for cutting fabric anyways. I'll sharpen them if I ever need, but I pretty much use rotary cutters for all of my fabric now. Just snip that off, get that out of here. So I rarely even use my fabric scissors for fabric. But I guess if I had a really nice pair of scissors, like the Ginger scissors, I think that's how you say it, I definitely would not be using them on anything but fabric. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, cutting that. Okay, let's try this again. Well, it's still a little short, but that's okay. It's better than the last one. You can see, well, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's like some stitches showing, but it's not too bad. So, putting that down, I want the glossy side up because I don't know if that would like stick to my stitches if it gets hot. So I'm putting the flat paper side on to my stitches. And I'm gonna weigh this down with the scissors right now. Oh look, another no-no. Whoops. Now I'm gonna weigh them down with my scissors. I'm gonna let this glue gun heat up after I open it, and I'll be back. And so we're back. Just kidding. Let me not do that to you guys. Okay, so I got my glue gun. It's currently plugged in. You can actually use it plugged in or on batteries. I was just reading about it. If you turn this switch on, it will use the battery, and if you turn the switch off, it will use the plug. Or you can unplug it and switch it on to just use the battery. So go ahead and stick my hot glue gun in there, get that ready to go. See if I can push it in all the way. I'm going to leave it plugged in for now while it's heating up over here. I guess I can move this over a little bit so you can see. I also have these silicone finger protectors. They come in a 3-pack. from the Dollar Tree, I believe is where I got them, the Dollar Tree. So $1 for a 3-pack. They're pretty sturdy. Haven't used them much. So we're gonna try those out. Got my 3-pack. And yes, if you were wondering, I did use those scissors to open up the glue gun. Sorry, not sorry. Probably lose a couple followers just for that. I'm just kidding. But hopefully not. Ramblings of a mad woman, I guess. Let me put these back in there to weigh that down. So I've got pinking shears. What I plan to do is push this in. I want to see just how much fabric will sit. So probably, I don't want to do any fabric that would be overlapping on the stitches. I want it to be flush with the edge here. So I'm going to measure. Let's see if I can, not that one. See just how high, how far away from the edge I would need to cut it. So it's about 1, 2, 3/8 high and about maybe 1/4 right there. So I'm gonna cut maybe 1/2 inch and see if that is enough to hold it to my edge here. Curious. I'm gonna take this out now, just while I'm cutting. I wanna see how wide this cuts. Ooh, cuts nice. Just a little worried it might stick, but it doesn't. Cuts very nicely. So let's see. Oh, good. That's about 1/2 inch. So I think that's just a little too short. I think I want more fabric down there. So I'm gonna cut a little bit wider, and I'm not gonna measure it. I'm just gonna cut. You can always cut off more. I can't cut off less. I can't take back more. Usually when I'm recording videos, it's during nap time, and I'm always worried, like, oh God, he's gonna wake up right while I'm recording this video, and then I'm gonna have to stop and come back and try and figure out where I left off. Whew, now that I cut it, there's no going back. So we're gonna see how much extra to cut. So if I cut off this much, what does that give me? That's not bad. Okay, I'll cut a little bit more. I'm just eyeing this, so I guess if you want more precision, you could probably mark it with a fabric marker, like a chalk marker, so that you know you're not going to cut off more. But I'm feeling lazy, so I'm not gonna. And of course my hands are shaking because I'm nervous. Always nervous. to record videos. Anybody else? Anybody else? No? These pinking shears are very nice. Surprised at how well they are cutting this fabric. This is 16 or 18 count linen. So now that I've made a giant mess, throw that away. This lint roller is your best friend. Get one for your crafts, for your craft area. I've been lint rolling all week because of the t-shirt quilt that I'm making for my mom. The shadow boxes are in black, and that fabric has been like molting. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm going to put the paper side down onto my stitching because I don't want this side is waxy, and I feel like the glue will pull off the waxy side, and I don't want to risk it melting onto my stitching just in case. So got my hot glue gun plugged in. Ooh, this right here is a silicone mat. I don't remember where I got this from, but it's anything that drips on it will peel right off because it's silicone. And we put on these finger things. Ooh, this thumb one is a little tight. I don't know if you're supposed to put it on your thumb. Okay, so I'm going to start on my short edge that I did over here. I'm going to put a little glue. You can see a little glue, maybe. And I got black because I wasn't sure black fabric, what the clear or the white or whatever would look like. So I didn't want to okay. I don't like these silicone finger things, but it's going to be a lot easier to manage. I'm just kind of laying the fabric in there, pressing it. I'm really glad I put this wax paper down because I don't want any of this hot glue on my threads. I mean, it wouldn't be a huge deal because I guess it's black, but I still, I'm not entering this into like any sort of competition or anything. I'm not super concerned. This is going to go on my wall. Hopefully have a collection of glow-in-the-dark items in a gallery type thing on my wall. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this. So this top area is a little bit long. I'm gonna go ahead and snip a little bit more. Hopefully I'm not gluing this paper down. That'd be hilarious. I'm working in pretty small sections just because I don't want to rush myself and then get glue everywhere. I'd rather just be safe than sorry. Why is it so hard to push the glue gun out and not have it like spitting at you? You're trying to go slow and steady, and it's like you get a little or a lot. And there's no in between. Now I'm gonna let that secure a little bit. Stuck. Okay. So I've let that kind of sit on there, try and, pull this out. See, probably glued it to quite a few places. Maybe not the best idea. Cool. None of it went through, so that's good. Just got to be able to get the paper out. I definitely noticed that I was gluing some of the paper down in a few places. So you'll probably just want to be a little more careful than I was. But I can't really see too much of it, so I'm not going to be too worried about that as I sit here and like try to pull the pieces out. So that's what it looks like in the back. Little pieces. Oh no, that's just my floss. So there we go. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna tighten this just a little bit more now that it's in there. This piece does not want to stay down flat. So there's that. And here you can see it just pulls up. So take all of these scraps and throw them in the trash. And that's a fully finished object. Yay! Oh, you know what I just thought? I think I might try to find some more of these mats here, these silicone mats. And then maybe, just maybe, I can trace the inner circle. Obviously with one that's not already hooped. But I could trace the inner circle and cut out the circle, and then I can stick this in any size. I think I chose an 8-inch hoop. Any 8-inch hoops. And I could use that in order to glue down and not worry about my stitching. That's if I want to show the back of my piece. Which I don't know how often I'm gonna care to see my back. But I think I could find some more of these and cut them down to size so that I could stick this in and pull it out easily versus the parchment paper. So there's an idea. And I will try to find a silicone mat to link. If I link anything, just know that it's not sponsored product. I don't have any sort of affiliate links, at least not at this time. I've considered it, but for the most part, anything that I buy is just something that I want to try and something that I like. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you for watching my awfully awkward video and horribly spliced video. I hope you gleaned even a little bit from it and it wasn't too cringy. I'm learning. This is going to be one of those videos where you look back and you're like, oh, I've come so far. Fingers crossed. Have a great rest of your evening, day, whatever it is when you're watching this, and sew in love. Bye-bye.